And we are going live. Whoa, that looks like it's lit up. Oh my God, you gotta love it. You know what I mean? Definitely. So we're gonna change this to a cool light. We need a cool light. Yeah, we'll change that to a cool light. We will increase this. Hmm. Uh-oh. That looks pretty good. Yes. There we go. Hmm. Here we go. Like I said, welcome to 1438 North Ninth, the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And I'm your voice of choice, the one and only conversation. But they call me Michael Coates, though. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to episode 2 of Action versus Consequences. You know what I mean? What happens, you know what I'm saying, when the actions that you speak, that the actions that you do give yourself consequences, you know what I mean? And definitely, you know what I'm saying? I am a motivational street talker, you know what I'm saying, doing my thing. You know what I mean? A black man telling a black man story on his time. You know what I'm saying? As I go through life. Oh, I gotta cut this. This don't look right. You know what I mean? Definitely. You know, I can't be coming with the. Look at that. Yeah, that is not right. So I gotta cut that even. Yeah, definitely. And sometimes I get thrown off a little bit, but you gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, welcome to 1438 North 9th, the podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's a hillside production, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about actions and consequences. You know what I mean? And definitely cleaning out my closet, taking these skeletons out. You know what I mean? And it is, the spring equinox. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to give a big round of applause to everybody and say hello, hi. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? It's springtime. And just like, yeah, if you're in Milwaukee, and around the world. You know what I mean? And so I'm talking about actions and consequences. This is episode 2, and I want to say what's up to my man Gary Holloway. You know what I mean? Just like that. Put the music on, let it roll. Nice, nice. Yeah, and like I was talking about Friday, action versus consequences. I was in a situation where a person enacted their own will against me. You know what I mean? So what happened was I received some consequences, and what is that? I was put in a bad situation where things got to get fixed, and you got to go through things like insurance. So what were the intent of her actions and the consequences that she got? So I'm gonna go on to another situation about actions and consequences, and keep pushing because there's much to be learned from a lot of situations that you go through in life, and you can't just focus on one. You got to look at it as a totality and say, what is this doing to me? What have I gained from the situation? You know what I mean? Or what have I lost from the situation? What have I lost from the situation? You know what I mean? Whether that's a sense of fear, you know what I mean? Whether that's, going out, and your safety is robbed from you. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I want to put in particular, you know what I mean? Definitely. I'm going to talk about this experience. I was in Milwaukee. I went up to Milwaukee to see some friends, you know what I mean? And in the process of going to see the friends, I noticed 2 cars were following me. So I had to call my man G Holloway and get up, you know what I'm saying? Had to go over there, holler at my other man, you know what I'm saying, from the projects, you know what I'm saying, Hutch, we're gonna keep it just like that and say, boom, when you got friends like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm in Milwaukee and I'm moving around and I notice I got 2 cars follow me. So what's the actions and consequences of those guys? You know what I mean? And what do I mean by what was the actions and consequences of those fellas? Just because I was in a place that I grew up, you know what I mean? Just because I'm moving around, and I catch a tag, I had to go and call some reinforcements. You know what I mean? Because I'm like one car parked on the corner and then a truck parked down the street. And the best thing to do and to be aware is to be alive. You know what I'm saying? And the spring solstice has hit us, and I think that's really that, you know what I'm saying? The spring solstice has hit us. And what are you going to do for the spring solstice? You know what I mean? Are you going to get up and change your body? Is there something that you want to do, or is there something that you want to accomplish? So tell your mama, tell your sister, tell a friend that the story did begin. You know what I mean? And so I have to think about my own actions and my own consequences. So in that situation, I dug down. I had to call a friend, and we was already standing there with a few other things I might not say. You know what I mean? And then you just keep going like that. You know, and the one thing I want to say, the consequences I could have received out of those guys' actions would have been to protect myself. You know what I mean? Except for, you know, I sat back and I thought on a different level, and they sat there for at least an hour. You know what I'm saying? They sat there for at least an hour, and it's unfortunate. It's highly unfortunate because as I sit here and I'm like, okay, the reunion is coming up. Got to go up to the reunion and kick it with the people that I know. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting here going, okay, cool. I'm going to the reunion, but I just don't go back as much as I used to. You know what I mean? There are certain places that are built up that look nice that you're gonna have a good time, except for I can feel a constriction. And what I mean, I can feel a constriction, I can feel the fact that they on a different hustle. They on a different hustle. And I gotta be honest with myself. I truly gotta be honest with myself. You know, when you go, you really have to think about, what I'm saying, when you go back and kick it with the people that you grew up with. Everybody's not the same. That's why somebody stole from me, and I'll handle the situation when I see him, when I go back to Milwaukee. It's a learning factor. I'm going through a learning factor. I'll be 51, you know what I'm saying, April 16th, and I'm growing, and I will say this: the last week, all the people that I cut off, I really realized why I cut them off. You know what I mean? Because I'm making great strides in other areas of my life. Like, I would say about 5 years. I have been in shape for about 5 years. You know what I mean? I haven't looked like how I want to look. And, I'm putting those building blocks together and those bricks, and I have the time. And my heart is not confused. I'm moving pretty well. I'm grounded, and at the same time learning. Okay, cool. And I had to say this today, you know, and I'm gonna give a big shout out. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Kim? What's up, yo? What's up, y'all? I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it down. Let's get it. I'm gonna give y'all some music to vibe to, and you have to you have to really think. Okay, cool. Now I'm getting my size back, so I'm walking. When I walk in the room, I need 35% of the air. When I walk in the room, I need 35% of the air. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, I am a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? One that's gonna stand tall. And keep integrity. Integrity, respect, and looking to where I've come from and how I've grown. I'm amazed. And I will say this though to everybody that's on my live. It's a two-way conversation. So if you got something to say, if you want to have a conversation, please post a comment. You know what I mean? It is definitely, and I applaud y'all. And definitely. So what am I saying now? That I'm starting to, definitely when the sun shines behind me, I definitely have to look like a brick wall. I have to look like a brick wall. So when I walk in the room, they just gotta lay down. If I had my perm, I would look like the second coming of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta love it. So definitely, I don't have my perm. If I had my perm right now, I don't know how it would look. That would be something. I don't even imagine how it would look. So I'm definitely good with the bald head instead. You know what I'm saying? And my little brother Brian Fitzgerald Coates. You know what I'm saying? Saying hi to everybody. You got to keep rocking and rolling. What's in your heart will always come out from the start. You know, and So I'm looking at my actions, even when I'm out of state. So my motorcycle getting fixed. I gotta go back to Milwaukee for something. And then, they stole my pipes up in I think it was Wauwatosa or there, a little white bike club. So definitely, my bike club and I, we're gonna ride down on them because those pipes have to come back. And what might seem to some people be like, oh, they just pipes that's Betty. No, when you're patched, you know what I'm saying? And when you ride with the click, you know what I'm saying? Don't ride alone, ride with the click. You know what I'm saying? And I've been riding for a long time. And you just can't allow other motorcycle clubs to steal from you. You can't allow people to take your property. You have to make a stand at some point. And it just is what it is. What it ain't, it shall never be. You know what I mean? But then they'll catch those. So, my actions, when I cross that state line, I got to make sure that, whoever I put rocks in their mouth, you know what I'm saying? What I mean by rocks, I mean rocks from the ground. You know what I'm saying? You smack somebody in the mouth, and their teeth fall out, then they get a few rocks. You know what I mean? Say this, y'all see that right there? Those are called stars. So send your boy some stars, and it's a beautiful thing. We're not begging. We got a mouthful of gold, you know what I'm saying? Talking on a gold microphone. Talk to them. You know what I mean? Let's go. And even when I'm driving, I'm driving the other day, and this dude cut me off, and then the white dude, I swear, I just don't understand it. People, 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 people. And I had to get on here and say, definitely check your road rage. Your road cost you something. Check your road rage. Yeah. And even myself, I had to look at that situation and say, okay, what's my road rage? You know, what's my road rage? I have to remember now that, like I said, when I walk in the room, I want 35% of the air. I definitely do. I want 35% of the air in the room because I'm getting that big and I'm pushing that tall. The temperature, the temperature of America, and what I mean by the temperature, even just going down the street or looking at people, I'm for my damn shirts. I got some shirts coming with George Jefferson quotes on it, and it's gonna be amazing. And like I said, I told one of the trainers today that his name's Sam. So I'm working next to him. I'm pumping, I'm getting it, and then when I say this big dude, whew, this big dude, Mike, his name Mike. He's bigger than me. Sitting on the floor. He just grabbed 100 pounds and he just pumping it from the floor like bam, bam. I'm like, ooh, that's nasty. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I gotta get in that race. So I could not pick up that Honda from the position that I was in. No, couldn't do it. So had to check the pride and go down to 70s. You know what I'm saying? And then the crows came. And one thing I will say, that there are point in times, as I'm doing my podcast, I'm talking about my points of views. I'm talking about my experiences. I'm expressing my deepest my deepest woes. I'm expressing my faults, my successes, my biases. You know what I'm saying? I'm human. I'm not made for everybody. I'm not a perfect individual, and I'm pretty cool with who the hell I am. And if I ever offend somebody up on here, place a comment or something. And if you don't understand the way I talk about what it means, I don't know what it means to have a family. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that in a hopeless ass way. I'm just saying that I had a fucked up hand. And like Ludacris said, you know what I'm saying? It's not the hands you dealt, but it's how you play it. And I've been playing mine pretty damn well. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. I'm a victim of a few things, goddamn it, but I just don't choose for my name to be Victor. So what I did was I'm taking my trauma and I'm wrapping it into lessons, and I'm telling on the people who did it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take that trauma, wrap it into lessons, and give it to somebody who need it, who can apply it, or who even just hear by word of mouth, or even coming across it, on this podcast. And that's beautiful. Y'all see how light it looks like right there? I think and that's not even with the light. That's how much light coming up in here. That is a gorgeous thing. And that even looked like it's lit up, but it's not. I'm telling you, that is gorgeous. And you know, I'm gonna have to raise that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to raise that. It is gorgeous. I'm glad that the spring equinox is here. I'm glad that the spring equinox is here. You know what I'm saying? I'm back on my gully. Yeah, but one thing I'll say, you know, like I said, you know, a few people get offended when you know I talk about you know my so-called you know wanna be family. You know, I didn't grow up the same way you did. You know what I mean? I didn't have the same experiences you did. My experiences with my cousin shit, we play house. You know, and when I get to talking about that shit, that is a whole other level. You know what I mean? My grandmother wasn't the kindest. Nobody died nobody cried when she died. Nobody cried when she died. And you know, my mother, not the sweetest person in the world. I love her to death. She's still alive. You know, we keeping the cake. Do I fuck with her? No. Do I fuck with her? No. I fuck with my sister? No. So-called cousins? No. One thing, somebody has to break the generational curse, and I'm just done with all this shit. You know, I'm done with all the reasons for making up stories for people. They just like this, they just like that. No, the generational curse stops here. It stops here. I don't deal with none of them. I don't want to understand what they go through. I'm not mad at them. I'm just done with those people. You know, and when I mean done, their contract is up. Their contract is up because they don't have the understanding, the empathy, nor the caring ability to know that people grow up and feelings grow up and expand. And so, you know, if you don't understand that, then that's cool. So, you know, I would just want to put that out there, you know, because I'm not bashing nobody. I'm not putting nobody in. I didn't get no comments or that. It's just that I don't want to seem like, you know, the person that's, oh, da da da, da, these people, these people that, no, they're ghosts. They're invisible, you know? And so let me just say it like that, you know? And so if you just now joining, I would like to welcome you, you know what I'm saying, to 1438 North Ninth, the podcast. And what am I talking about today? Today is the gray area of action versus consequences. Today is the gray area, action versus consequences. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Let the light come on. Um, so a lot of my actions, I definitely have to make sure, like, when I'm moving around this planet, this big blue ball that we call Earth, or if you watch Lilo and Stitch, they call it Yarth. You know what I mean? Welcome to Yarth. You know, and what I'm saying about that is, it is so it is so different. Even it's nice to walk around again and people looking like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What you do, big homie? Don't worry about what I do. You understand me? You keep going. It's a wonderful thing. And then at the same time, with this temperature and the climate, everybody is on point because even I'm on point. You know what I mean? I keep that. I keep that blue mag. I keep that blue mag. Got to. Got to. Some people would say I talk too slick. Some people would say you too big I'm too big for my own good. I'll tell you some of the things that I hear people say. They say, man, if I was to get into, I'm like, what the hell you mean? If you was to get into it with me, that's not gonna happen. When people get to talking like that, it's time to move around. That mean they sizing you up. That mean that they are looking at you as either a threat or somebody that can be a good notch in a belt. You know what I mean? And that is not a good thing. So the actions versus consequences, the gray area, and what are the consequences and how do you not move? A lot of my people say, man, I'm staying out of the way. I'm staying out of the way. I say, how do you stay out the way? Because I don't know how to stay out the way. I just keep going. I just keep going. I don't have no lane. And with that being said, I just don't have that fear that a lot of people that I know, and it's interesting. For the fear that a lot of people my age have, they say, man, I don't go nowhere. So you go to work, you go home, you drink, and that is are you living or surviving? Are you living or surviving? You're not getting out living because I'm living, and I'm not understanding. You know, I'm really taken aback. When I look at a lot of the actions, it is amazing what these kids are doing, and it's not in the best way. And it's not in the best way. You know, how did our culture get to that point? You know what I'm saying? How? And I definitely want to say what's up. You know what I mean? Because there's a party coming up, you know what I mean? And I got to give you credit, Daryl. And I want to say what's up to my man Daryl. What's up to my man Anthony? What's up, y'all? It's a pleasure that y'all on here. So, I was definitely looking at 414, stolen cars and things on 414. Wow, I am aghast. And when I say aghast, it's different. I'm 50 going on 51. It is not the same. The place where I grew up is not the same. And I don't even take it as that. You can't even roll around. When I hit the city with my car, I got a black Accord Sport 2020. Blacked out windows, dope. She's swinging. You understand? She's swinging. So, but when I crossed that state line, I swear to God, when you get in Milwaukee, man, it's a cloud. It is so rough. Yeah, I don't understand it. The amount of accidents. I ain't never in my life seen this many accidents. It is amazing. Like, wow. And then, I just don't understand it. It feels lawless. I ain't gonna lie. It's open carry. Everybody got switches. You know what I mean? It feels lawless. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And it's making me second guess myself. Like, when I go to Milwaukee, go to the reunion and get the hell out of there. Cause there's no reason I should roll around to go anywhere. And I ain't never, I and not to it's crazy. It is crazy. You know, what do they do? What's the purpose of stealing the car, driving it, and crashing it? I seen somebody's poor. They had a Hellcat. They had a green Hellcat. They crashed. After they get done with the car, they crashed the Hellcat into a pole. So disrespectful to the car. So disrespectful to the car. I mean, it was a lime. It was like sour apple green Hellcat smashed into the pole, just frowning. And you could tell that's so disrespectful to the car. And not only does everything in the state go up, like, wow, your insurance go up, your taxes go up, everything goes up, the price of gas goes up, the everything goes up, your cable go up, electricity. Because I'm talking about, man, I would say, you know it's amazing. So I'm gonna get off those actions and consequences because I have to realize that going back there, I gotta make sure I don't go too far from my car. Ain't that something? I gotta make sure I don't go too far from my car because the consequences that I will receive from my actions would be dire. And what I mean by dire, I mean dire consequences because they're not playing. And when I say they're not playing, I'm trying to understand how does a 12-year-old on somebody's camera go and pop a window, climb into somebody's truck to steal it. His girlfriend gets out the car and jumps in the truck, climb in the window with him. What I am my breath is taken. because when you look at the future that comes behind us, this is our future. I'm not saying it like, in a bad. Yeah, I'm trying to understand it. I'm so for real, and to anybody out there with grandkids or kids, you know like in between 17, or let me see, I would say anybody that got kids or grandkids right now in this age, I feel for y'all. I feel for y'all. I'm gonna pray for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a big kiss. The mind frame, the mind frame of the kids today. I'm not laughing. It it is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. They cannot write their own name. They can't spell. What about keeping your body together? I know lifting weights and running and being fit, it ain't everything. It's ooh, I've been pumping iron. It's a way of conditioning. What got me into to fitness when I was young, I was bullied, I was picked on and everything. But then when I got grown, I'm gonna say between 19 and 21. Yeah, between 19 and 21, 19 and 23. I don't know for some reason. After after I went to the house of correction, I gained weight because you know what I mean. I did it as a protection measure, and I blew up. I went from 165 to 285 in 9 months in the house of correction. So when I got out of prison, I was big. I went in a boy and came out a man. I went in a boy and came out a man. I'm telling you, and I do mean that. And I could tell you all the days in solitary confinement, you know what I mean, in D block and the house of correction. But I choose not to highlight that, because that shouldn't have been my coming of age status. You know, most people go through 4 years of college or something. That's your coming of age. You should be able to have a teenage years where you have those years of discovery where you're trying to find yourself. You should have those. Black man don't. Our coming of age is getting harassed by the police, getting locked up, and going through the system and learning the system. And when I was growing up, and always hearing, man, I could do that time standing on my head. And I'm like, why they always talking about doing time? Why they always talking about, you know, being so independent? Like, what's going on? You know, um, I want to go to college. I want to do this. I want to do that. Nobody had those aspirations. You know what I mean? Their aspirations were of a different nature and of a different kind. You understand what I'm saying? So the actions and consequences of going back to Milwaukee and sitting there kicking it, and if somebody try to jack my car, if somebody try to steal my car, you know what I mean? I'm an Illinois resident, so what purpose do it serve to keep going back? Mm, Lord, I've been pumping hard. Whew. I'm telling you, smoked a little, but damn, yeah, that's that. That we're gonna have to smoke some more and do some edibles. God damn it, feeling good. But going up to Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying, and it has to be brief. Got to be out in the open. Cause like I said, after 9 o'clock, there's a weird, eerie feeling that comes over. Like if you ain't got no pistol and you ain't about that hoo, don't be out. Don't be out. You know? And looking at my size and seeing how people react to my size, I gotta realize, you know, there's Lord, damn, I was pumping hard. Yeah. The the hour threw me off a little bit. So I gotta look at my actions because me getting mad, or I have to keep that real bad boys moving silence. Because one thing I don't do is, oh nigga, I'll do this to you. Oh nigga, do that to you. I don't do that. And even in my state, I move around. And what I mean by my state, I mean by looking at me, I'm a 50-year-old man. If I see it coming, I'm gonna divert. I'm gonna divert. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by I'm gonna divert, you know, I have a Ghanaian saying tattooed on me. It says Teagba Inga Teagba Ingba Indiago. And what that means is, as one gets older, one ceases to engage in battle. And I got that put on me because I was like, at some point in time, I'm gonna have to get a reminder where I can look up and I can remember it's time to stop fighting. It's time to focus. It's time to stop experimenting, and it's time to come out of that I'm learning phase. Because the second phase is, I gather my information, I learn. Now it's time to implement, make change, and earn. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And you know, you have to. Yeah, you have to. And what I said something today that really, piqued my thought process. I told another trainer, we pumping, we getting it done. And I looked at him and I was like, man, I was like, we're getting it done. And he looked at me and said, yeah. I said, I'm 51 years old. I'm 51 years old. Either I've been living. How did I say this? I said I'm 51 years old. I said either I'm half. Oh, I said either I'm living. I'm halfway. I'm half. I said either I'm living or I'm halfway dead, or I'm halfway dead or halfway alive. You know what I mean? I said yeah. I don't know whatever it'll come back to me. I said I'm halfway dead or I'm halfway alive, and the person I was talking to, he said the way you smile, he said, hell, you look like you living. I said, shit, I am, and I'm stressed out at the same time, and I had to sit back, and I really got to sit back sometime and realize, you know yeah, life is moving forward, and there are not too many things that I have to complain about. So that's why I'm cleaning out my closet, because, like I said, it's time. It's time to have new experiences. It's time to move forward. It's time, and I haven't been held back. It's just some people have to get left behind. And one thing I want to say is welcome to 1438 North Ninth, the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And I am your voice of choice, the one and only, the man of conversation. You know what I mean? But my friends call me Michael Coates. And I would like to welcome you. It's a hillside production, baby. And what's going down? Episode 2 of Actions and Consequences, the gray area. What is the gray area? The gray area is when you got to make sure that you're dealing on your level. What do I mean by make sure you're dealing on your level? Like I said, myself, even though when I get into it, I have to realize my size. I have to realize my arms. I have to realize that, yeah, even though I'm living in my body, I want 35% of the air when I walk in the room. I want 35% of the air, And like I said, I have to be cognizant, because people nowadays, they're not trying to hear that. And what I mean by they're not trying to hear that, as soon as they see me, they say, big homie. They said, big homie. I'm like, what? They was like, big homie. They said, man, you old school. I said, I'll take that. They said, you old school, big homie. They said, but we ain't gonna play with you. I said, I ain't gonna play with you either. They said, we know. We can look at you and tell. You come from that different breed. I'm come from that different breed, little brother. You know what I mean? I'm gonna uplift you. I'm gonna gift you. I'm gonna pour the resonance. I'm gonna communicate with you. You know, I am a leader. You know, I definitely sit back. I love people. You know, I love to see the good in people. I love to see the bad in people. But ultimately, I like when they catch it and they work it out. And who am I to say that? Because I'm a people person. The juxtaposition that I put myself in life right now, I'm having some difficulties because I'm so at the top of the game. What do you mean by that, Michael? My credentials on my profession. You know, people know I'm coming in to take over something. You know, and so they give me they stonewalling me to discourage me, to let me go inside. So while they stonewalling me, yeah, I am frustrated. I'm frustrated, because I'm being stonewalled in my own profession, and that's the profession of the body. So I got to do a pivot and a side vert so I can get myself, like I said, into these hospitals and a few other things. I'm doing well, but I want to do much better. I'm doing well, but I want to do much better. You know what I'm saying? And the hand and the tears goes out to anybody that's not comfortable with where they are. You know what I mean? Definitely, definitely, definitely. You know? And tell your mama I said hi, and tell your auntie I said don't ask why. Tell your mama I said hi, and tell your auntie I said don't ask why. It is what it is, what it ain't, it shall never be. And a kiss out to Shannon D. Carter out there and Kim Armstead. It's nice to see y'all ladies, And like I said, the gray area of the actions versus consequences. There, I gotta make sure, even when I get into it with people, because when I walk in, they like, damn, big homie, you lift a lot of weights. Yeah, but your ass lift that little plastic, and they go, pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? And so I gotta keep that tap, 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 tap. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, rolling and like, holy shit. I'm going on 51 years old in less than what? Let me see, 30 days. What am I gonna do for my birthday? Um, at this point, I don't even know. I have to do some real slick though. Definitely going to get a slick ass suit. You understand? Definitely gonna get a slick ass suit. Um, might have to do it a 3-day party. 2 days before my birthday, I might have to go to the Daiquiri Lounge in Milwaukee. Yeah, 2 days before my birthday. So my brother's birthday is on April 10th. So if I go April 14th, kick it in Milwaukee, 14th and the 15th I recovered, and the 16th I'll be in Chicago. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it like that. But yeah, the Milwaukee Daiquiri Lounge, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to go kick it with my man, Big 6ix9ine, and have him do me the flyers. You know what I'm saying? Birthday bash, for Michael Coates. Actually, I'm gonna celebrate my brother's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Definitely birthday bash for Brian Coates, April 10th. So yeah, I gotta make that happen. So April, celebrate my little brother's birthday, and definitely on my birthday, I'm gonna probably be on Wendella Boat Cruise in Chicago, just chilling or going, what I'm saying, something like that. So what I'm saying, the gray area with the actions and the consequences, I can't put my hands on nobody. What I mean by that, like, no, big homie, they're gonna hit you with the you know what I mean? And not even that, just for some reason, why is muscle out of style? Why is muscle out of style? Why is I'm just taking this is a different time that we're living in. I got to admit, this is a different time that we're living in. It's a different time. And I'm just trying to understand what people are. Are you a boy? Are you a girl? Are you a moose? Are you a voose? Are you a hoose? You know what I'm saying? Does Sam eat green eggs and ham? Yes, I am. And what I mean by that is, why is muscle out of style? Why is being weak so cool? Why is having a dad bod the shit? Why is being weak in style? I'm 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 behooked. Y'all gotta help me on this one. Why is being weak in style? Cause yeah, I'm that old head that what I'm saying. I'm looking like the thing, the rock, you know? And the reason why I got on action versus consequences, like I said, went through experience last week where somebody's actions were deliberate and negligent, extremely negligent on many different facets and levels, and their negligence, changed the direction of my life in a bad way, but not one is so cold where that I can't function, you know? And so that's why, I had to switch that up real quick. What is the actions and consequences? You know, do I snap every time somebody catch road rage? It's a learning issue for me, because her road rage gave me an action, but it caused her a hidden consequence. For every action, there's a hidden benefit and a hidden consequence. For every action, there's a hidden benefit and consequence. And why am I yawning? Who? For 90 minutes before I came and did this, I forgot that time went up. I forgot the time went up. And I'm training my client. So he leaves, and then I'm just bossing. Then I came home, ate, blew back a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and feeling super retarded, you know what I mean, in a good way. And if you don't know what retarded is, you know what I'm saying, that's up to you. And that's just like understanding the gold that's in the man's mouthpiece. My actions, I have to be aware of my actions a lot more now. I have to be aware that the size of the man I am, I'm getting my size back, and it's a beautiful thing. You know, the looks that I got 10 years ago are not the same looks now, and I'm not looking for that. What I mean by the looks, there 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there was a look of respect. There was a look of, okay, big homie, that's what you do. Now, when I walk into a gym or something, and you look at them little homies, like they don't have it. It's amazing. They look like kids, and they in their 30s. Like, damn. I was talking to somebody, and his pants were sagging, and I had to ask him. I was like, how old are you, man? And he was like, you man, I'm up there with you. You can't be up there with me, because if my pants go past my waist, then I need a belt. If my pants go past my waist, I need a belt. I just can't do the sag thing, you know? And it is not a good thing when you doing sags and you got on white underwear. Like, boy, ooh, foo-foo. Foo-foo, you wrong. You wrong, foo-foo. You wrong, foo-foo. Go get it done, Miyagi. Go get it done. Yeah, I got the Yoda shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Go get it done, Miyagi. Yeah, that's too much. So, come on. Focus. Hmm. Well, I'm going to say it like this. Not only am I learning from other people's actions, from the consequences that they're getting, not only am I refocusing and redirecting, I'm done with having anger against people or things like that. It comes and it goes. It comes and it goes, Oh, yeah, body feeling tight. Back feeling like, what I'm saying, the Grand Canyon. chest looking like the Adirondack Mountains. You understand? I'm gonna say sayonara today has been good, and I have to be cognizant of my own actions and consequences. I have to be cognizant and aware of how I step and move in this life. I have to be fully aware and transparent of the things that I'm experiencing and that other people are experiencing as a result of my actions. I'm more aware, I'm more conscious of who I am, and it's essential that the provenance of man that I am, that I stay high and etiquette of true heart, true value, and true culture, and true spirit, and that I follow my life path on my own terms and my own reasons. You know, my energy is big and my shadow is tall. I like that. I like that. That looks amazing. That's crazy. Give me goosebumps. Feel like Buddha in here with me, low key. You know. So I want to say thank you for taking the time, effort, and energy every Monday through Friday. I will be here to kick it with you from 6 p.m. through 7 p.m. and at 1438 North Bank, the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And what is my name? It is Conversation. They call me Big Mike, though. You know what I'm saying? It's been a Hillside production. And I would like to say a big kiss to all the women out there. And I'm going to send these to you. And I'm going to send these to you. To all the nipples out there, you know what I'm saying? When you're out there when you're out there on the strizzle, carry your hizzle, because if they come at you, why don't you scratch that back with that itchy? You know what I'm saying? What it is, what it is, what it ain't, it shall never be. You know what I mean? Tell your mama, tell your sister, tell a friend that the story already began and that it is a good thing. So I will see y'all tomorrow, every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. through 7 p.m. You know what I mean? Tomorrow will be an interlude. You know, today was the second and final of actions and consequences. What is the gray area and what have you learned? I have learned to keep my damn hands to myself, and I have learned not to speak to everybody, and I have learned to let people go on their own on their own ribbons of life. And it has been a pleasure. So you have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And my girl Kim, send you a big, you know what I'm saying? And all the ladies out there, you know, thanks for supporting me from day one. You know what I mean? I appreciate your time, effort, your continued support, and, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to a man right now. And if you're not on my YouTube, go to OGKUSHMIL and become a subscriber. Send a man some stars. And if you're on YouTube, I need you to go to MICHAELCOATES on Facebook. And it is a lovely thing, and it is a pleasure. And like this, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and peace out. And I love y'all. Peace.